The government of Quebec has been speaking out in recent weeks about the number of migrants crossing into the province from the U.S. Premier François Legault says there are simply too many to accommodate. Ottawa has responded by transporting some of the asylum seekers to Ontario. But that decision is causing a different set of problems for the migrants themselves. The CBC's Verity Stevenson is on the story for us in Montreal, and she joins us now. So Verity, you've spoken with two families taken to Niagara Falls. What are they saying?
Well, shortly after arriving in Niagara Falls, the families were referred to a clinic called the Niagara Immigration Medical Center to have the medical exam that asylum seekers need to make their claims. But when they got a call back for the appointment, Guerlain, a Haitian asylum seeker who crossed at Roxham Road with his pregnant wife and their 4-year-old son, he was told by the employee on the phone that his family wouldn't be able to see the doctor unless he found someone to translate from English to French. Guerlain recorded the conversation. In the recording, you can hear him say he doesn't know anyone in Niagara Falls. And then the woman says, "I don't know what to tell you, I'm sorry." He later told us most of the other asylum seekers at the hotel they were sent to, they only speak English and Spanish, not English and French. So they weren't able to find a translator, Hillary.
And Verity, this man and his family were among thousands of migrants the federal government has been busing out of Quebec. So are you hearing of other situations like theirs?
Yeah, definitely. And so the families that we spoke with, they're Guerlains. We're withholding last names, by the way, because of their precarious immigration status. And then there's also Sarah and her 2 young kids. Guerlain has been helping Sarah out however he can because she only speaks Haitian Creole. So both of them crossed at Roxham Road over a week ago. When they arrived, they were asked by immigration services where they wanted to settle. They were both headed to Montreal. Neither of them speak any English. Sarah was hoping to find support from the large Haitian community here. She was hoping to learn French, which is similar to Creole, and so on. And Guerlain and his wife also, they wanted to live in Montreal because they speak French. They need medical services in French for her pregnancy. And a couple of days later, though, they were told there was no space in Montreal, that they'd be taken to Ontario. So they ended up in Niagara Falls on February 14th. Guerlain says his wife had to go to the hospital in Niagara Falls shortly after arriving. This is not the same clinic, just the hospital, and that it was a struggle for them to be understood by staff there. So Guerlain says there are several Francophone asylum seekers at the same hotel as them who don't speak English very well or even at all, Hillary.
So Verity, what are they going to do now?
Well, they're trying to figure that out. They've got some help from an advocate for asylum seekers based in Montreal, France-André, and some Francophone organizations have reached out to help connect them with some services in Niagara. But ultimately, both Guerlain and Sarah want to get to Montreal. They just don't have the funds. Immigration Canada told them that they'd have to foot their own bill for the transport and also find their own places to stay, which they just don't have right now. So advocates have said, that this move by the federal government and Quebec to bus people out of the province, they're calling it improvised, and they say it causes distress. Hillary.
Okay, Verity, thank you for this. The CBC's Verity Stevenson for us in Montreal.